Well, I guess it'd be about time to get this warmed up and going. Oh, now, how be this get to working again?
Press the button.
Which
no,
button?
No, not that one.
Not this
the
one.
left.
That one.
No, your other left.
This other one.
Oh,
Which one are you talking about?
I meant the right. No,
What
but not
are you-
that big red one. The
This
other
way.
red button.
Not-
Just not the big, happy, shiny one.
You mean the one I just pushed?
Yeah, for crying out
Oh,
loud. You
right.
don't know what you're doing.
I
For
know
the
perfectly
love
well
of-
what I'm doing.
Not that button. Oh,
I-
for crying out loud.
D-
You just sit here on your patootie. You play
Well,
with your buttons. I go make coffee.
You do that, but don't slam the door. Oh, well, the old captain, I were doing better until I went to a party yesterday. Aye, that'd be right. I went to a party yesterday, and the confuzzlement got quite, some might say unacceptable, some people say acceptable, but unfortunately for the old captain, it's put a bit of strain on the old vocal cords, and I got thinking about different things that can put strains on vocal cords. Here it be the first day of fall, and we should be celebrating ourselves a good time. And then I got thinking, we're coming into the Halloweeny season soon, and after that, we have the Thanksgiving, and then after that, we had a Christmassy, and we don't get to hear a lot of stand-up during that time. Or stand-up tries not to be quite so holidayistic. I mean, not locked into one thing. So, I think we're going to take a little walk on the wild side this here day, and we're going to do a whole lot more stand-up than the captain is normally to do. Maybe one song per stand, and one stand-up. We'll figure it out as we go along. So hang in there for the next few minutes with the old captain's quarters here. And I think we should start out with Thomposaurus strutting, since we're going to be taking a walk down the stand-up comedy way. I hope we all enjoy it. I think I might. I don't know how far we can go. Depends on how the old captain's voice hangs in there. So, without further ado, Thomposaurus struttins. Welcome back, me mateys. Welcome back. I hope you're in for a good laughter of time.
Here's my strutting, doot-de-doo. Strutting my way on over to you. You like my strut? I like yours too. Strutting my way on over to you. Seems like these days got nothing to do. Hit the sidewalk and strut with you. Strutting in the morning, strutting at noon. Strutting in the nighttime under the moon. Hey you, I like you too. And do you mind if I strut for you? Maybe feel free to strut for me. You got a strut, everybody should do. Watch that thing go side to side. Strut so hard with the strutting thighs. Strut your way into my mind. I'm fool. Cause strutting so fun. Having a strut don't cost $1. Take my dog, don't forget to call. But I'm the dog and I like your smell. Can't help it. You strut so well, and baby, you got a head start. Strutting your way into my heart. Take your head off, make yourself at home. Have a steady night, then strut on home. Day one, I'm in love with your strut. Day two, I'm in love with your strut. Day three, I'm in love with your strut. And guess what? I'm in love with your strut. Day one, I'm in love with your strut. Day two, I'm in love with your strut. Day three, I'm in love with your strut. And guess what? I'm in love with your strut. I like your strut. Do you wanna go strutting, strutting? You like my strut? Then let's go strutting. I like your strut. Do you wanna go strutting, strutting? You like my strut? Then let's go strutting right now. A question for you. Wanna strut with me. Think I make you smile as far as I can see. You make me laugh, think that I love you. How about dinner 8:30 and a strut for two? The way you strut like no one else. You got a thing all by yourself. If people can't hang, you can give them hell. You strut like you're ringing the bell. I don't need to go fast when you strut with me. I got all night, got nowhere to be. I'm pretty fine just walking with you. Hold your hand while you was a last tune. Tell you what, if you like the strut, I'll walk on ahead and you can look at my butt. Objectify, but don't cross the line. But you can be bad when you're strutting in time. Cause strut that thing just like a cock. Show them kids up and down the block. Flash your feathers and walk on by. You strut so good you make Jimmy cry. I can't believe that strutting with me. Let's strut somewhere everybody can see. And next to you, filled up with pride, we go boom, boom, side to side. Day one, I'm in love with your strut. Day two, I'm in love with your strut. Day three, I'm in love with your strut. Guess what? I'm in love with your strut. Day one, I'm in love with your strut. Day two, I'm in love with your strut. Day three, I'm in love with your strut. Guess what? I'm in love with your strut. I like your strut. Do you wanna go strutting, strutting? You like my strut? Then let's go strutting. I like your strut. Do you wanna go strutting, strutting? You like my strut? Then let's go strutting right now.
Thank you very much. Hello, London. How are you? Good. Make me feel welcome. Thank you. My name is Sam Kinison, and I like to do this to mic stands. It's, just to see if it is live. I'm a little different than the other comics you're going to see and the other comedy. Difference between me and them is that you might want to see them again sometime. Because I don't have an act. I don't have a home. I don't have a car. I didn't eat yesterday. I had to borrow these clothes. She took it all! I was married for 2 years, and I think someone put a primal scream! But I try not to have an attitude about it. I want to get along with women, you know. But I'm going around, I'm trying to talk people out of getting married if I can. I did it, it doesn't work. Didn't work for me. You ever been married? What's your name? Gary. Well, Gary, if you ever think about getting married, if you ever think you've met the right girl, you want to settle down, get a house, get a car, will you do me a favor, Gary? Remember this face. Because if you get married, Gary, that'll be your face every day. It's the face of every married man when he wakes up in the morning, he gets out of bed, he looks in the mirror, he realizes what he's done, he goes, What did I do to my life? I used to make my own decisions, I remember. It's true. It's true. I was married for 2 years. My life was so boring, I actually worried about my yard. The rest of my friends had goals, careers, adventures. They're out doing things with their lives. I was out there looking for crabgrass, weeds and stuff, going, I've got a responsibility to the neighborhood here to keep a good yard. Yeah, this was my life. I didn't have any kids, though. That's good. That's real hell. You seen those guys with the strollers? The little babies? Have you seen those guys walking the streets? With that look on their face like they envy the dead? It's like... Gary. There's only one good thing about marriage. The best thing about marriage is that these are connected. You know what I mean? Men can keep their Johnsons. That's about it. Oh, you don't know that word Johnsons here, huh? You know what I'm talking about? Winky, as it were. You know what I'm saying, guys? They're connected. They don't come off. But guess if they did, the women would take them. They would. They go, well, you're married now. You won't be needing that. I'll just take care of that for you, okay? Now, if you need it, it'll be my purse or in the refrigerator. They would. They go, what? You going out of town with your friends? Well, you can just leave that here. They'll be waiting for you when you get back. It's true. You'd see all these guys on the phone. They'd be going, yeah, hello, guys. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to be able to go. No, I'm going to have to stay here. She's got my job done! No, she won't give it to me. I asked for it all day. Yeah, she's upset. I tried to sneak out of the house with it this morning, and, yeah, I was halfway out the driveway. She came around out of the house, and I had to give it to her right there in the street. Okay, I'll ask her. Hold on. Honey, it's the guys. Well, no, they just called to say that they're all taking theirs. I'm just going to take mine because I didn't want to stand out or anything. Okay. Yeah, she said no way. No, she said the Winky stays here, yeah. You guys do me a favor if you see me working on the yard next week and around the house, and will you do me a favor? Kill me. Kill me, I'm in hell. Will you shoot me, poison my food, run me over with the car, whatever it takes? I'm in hell! Remember that face, Gary? But I love women. What are you going to do? I love women. I've been in love about 8 times now. And I buy it every time. Every single time I buy it. Love comes into my life and goes, come on! Come on! Yes, no, this is love, not like the others. This is real love. I wouldn't lie to you 9 times in a row. You open the door! So, oh, great. It lied to me again! But you gotta keep trying to make it work, you know? Because I love women. I love women. Now there's this big rage. I don't know if it's here in England. It is in the States. This sexual counseling thing. Have you heard about this? People are going to psychologists for sexual counseling. You don't need sexual counseling. You just need to talk. Communicate. Talk to each other. Open up. Women, if you like something a certain way, tell us about it. Fill us in. Give us a clue! What are we, mind readers? We on an Easter egg hunt? Let us know what it is! We will do it! Don't tell your mom, don't tell your girlfriends, your hairdresser, your little buddies. He doesn't kiss me right. He doesn't hold me long enough. Tell us! We will do it! Will we do it, guys? Will we do it? Yeah! Oh, it sounds like some strong lovers in this group. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. Will we do it? But I want to leave you with one thought, because I used to think honesty, I really did. I used to think honesty was the thing that made a relationship work, that made it like come together, made it stronger. I like to publicly laugh at that theory now. Lie! Lie right to their face. Forever, honey. Forever. Thank you very much. Good night.
Sam Kinison with marriage advice. Let's go right to Roy Acuff with Automobile of Life.
Some people are just like an automobile. They'll run fine when everything's right. When the roads are all clear and the weather is fine, and there's plenty of sunshine and light. But often they come to a washout and then get stuck and have to detour. Maybe a break in the testing will prove they never were meant to endure. Get plenty of water and plenty of oil and the best gasoline you can find. Have your engine tuned up and look out for your brakes. You'll have some hard places to climb. Look out for the tires, for the blowouts will come on a dangerous curve, keep an eye. But if you let Jesus take hold of the wheel, you'll make it to heaven on high. up on the outside. Won't answer to God, for He looks on the heart. It matters now how hard we've tried. So if you are stuck in the quicksands of sin, of wandering and floundering about, just let God's great engine of glory and grace with a cable of love pull you out. Get plenty of water and plenty of oil and the best gasoline you can find. Have your engine tuned up and look out for your brakes. You'll have some hard places to climb. Look out for the tires, for the blowouts will come on a dangerous curve, keep an eye. But if you let Jesus take hold of the wheel, you'll make it to heaven on high.
Let me give you an example of what I call the same thing happens every night. It's supper time. Do you have children? 2. Okay. That qualifies. Because a person with 1 child, I don't call them really a parent. Because there are too many things left out. For instance, if something's broken in the house, you have 1 child, you know who did it. See, you don't have to go through. You know the child did it. Also, people with 1 child do not have to go through, will you stop touching me? I mean, if you got 1 child and the child's doing that, then you got to take it away, you know. Now, the same thing happens every night. We have 5 children. They sit in the center. My wife is at this end, I'm at this end. Now, my wife looks the situation over, and she can tell when the children are not going to eat anymore. See, she can tell. They've fooled around long enough. All right, now you fooled around long enough. Everybody get up from the table. My wife says this every night. Everybody get up from the table, go upstairs, take off all your clothes, get into the shower, please turn on the water. You have to tell them to do that, because if you don't, they'll just wander around the tub. And then get out and get in the bed. Please use soap. That's mostly for my son. Rinse yourselves off. Dry yourselves off. Put on clean pajamas. Get into the bed and go to sleep. Now, if these brain-damaged children would do that, there would be no beatings. But there's going to be a beating tonight. And the children get up to go upstairs, and I kiss them goodnight, and I try to warn them. Please, do what your mother says, or somebody's going to get it tonight. And the children kiss me, and they pat me on my head, and they smile and look at me as if to say, dear man, thank you for your kindness and your wonderful attitude about this whole situation. But you don't understand. We cannot sleep through the night unless we've had a good beating. And so they go upstairs, and I can tell they're going to get it because they've started already before they even get upstairs. Will you stop touching me? And you're touching me, you stop me, you're touching me, you're touching me. Mine, mine, mine. Now they get upstairs, and all you hear is... Now my wife talks to the ceiling. All right up there. I don't hear any water running. Now downstairs comes our 7-year-old, the informer. This is the same child that my wife sends with me whenever I'm going out somewhere. The informer's favorite words are, guess what? Mom, guess what? Ines popped me on the behind with the towels. So I said, and so I'm going to tell Mom or you. Go upstairs and tell him I said not to do it again and take your clothes off. Okay, but I know he's just going to pop me in the behind again because he's always popping people. 4 minutes later, downstairs comes the 4-year-old. She is naked and wet. Shampoo in her hair has run into her eye. She is running in place and yelling. Walking with her, also naked and wet, with a smile on her face, is the informer. See, Mom, I told you. Ennis took and poured water on the baby and the shampoo ran into her eye and she may be blinded for life. Now my son, who is 11 years old, comes downstairs. He has on his pajamas. They are stuck to his body because he forgot to dry himself. Mom, I'm trying to take a shower upstairs, and so then they come in the shower. I told them I'm too grown for them to be showering with me. I don't want them. The baby turns and kicks him. The 7-year-old punches him. He punches the baby. Shoves the 7-year-old. They're fighting. My wife turns around, grabs a yardstick. She holds it like a samurai warrior. She then makes an announcement that the beatings will now begin by saying, I have had enough of this. Now these 3 brain-damaged people have the nerve to look surprised. My wife says, shh. Children run everywhere. Now my job is I am the goalie. The children come at me, I kick them back into play. Now the beatings are over, not because I see my wife, but because I hear all of upstairs going, Now here's the funny part. My wife comes downstairs with the broken stick, throws it on the table, sits down, and begins to talk out loud to nobody. You're going to tell me that you are not going to do something when I tell you to do something? I mean, you move when I say move. Think I carried you in my body for 9 months so you can roll your eyes at me? I'll roll that little head of yours down on the floor. You don't know who you're fooling with. I'll beat you until you can't grow anymore. Now this woman graduated from college.
Bill Cosby there, with same thing happens every night. We'll cut to commercial, and we'll be back momentarily with more music, more stand-up, and I hope a grand deal more fun and laughter. That's the one thing we all need to be remembering, other than just the phone number, the 323-HEAVE-HO request line. Oh, bye. Next week we'll be back to that. Long stories, craziness, and insanities. But we all need to just be remembering 323-HEAVE-HO. 323-432-8346. We need to be remembering, and this be important, we need to remember that we need to learn to laugh again.
When I grow up, I want to be a mommy.
You can play mommy right now with Ideal's Betsy Wetsy. Betsy Wetsy cries real tears. She drinks from her own bottle just like a real baby, and you'll love the soft touch of her baby pink skin. Of course, like all little babies, Betsy Wetsy wets and needs to be changed. And just think of all the fun you'll have giving Betsy Wetsy her bath and shampooing her rooted saran hair. Ask your mommy to get you Betsy Wetsy, and then you can be a mommy too. Betsy Wetsy by Ideal comes complete with layette in 4 sizes, priced from $5.95. You'll find Betsy Wetsy and lots of other wonderful Ideal toys at your favorite toy department now.
It's a wonderful toy. It's Ideal.
Oh, wow, Scoop. Did you hear?
What, Reggie? What?
The rumor mill is saying that the captain's quarters is gonna be showing up and weighing anchor at this year's Twin Tiers Comic-Con.
Oh, boy. When, Reggie? When?
They'll be there the whole time from November 9th and 10th.
And will the nice lady be there, too, with all the really neat snacks?
You mean Babushka? I sure hope so. Like all you can eat.
And she likes my singing, too.
We'd better start getting our cosplay costumes ready. I wonder what we should be this year.
I want to be Godzilla. Rah, rah. And you can be Mothra.
Like I can't wait to hear who else will be showing up. Plus all the comics, minifigs, and replica vehicles. Zoinks!
Don't forget to get us VIP tickets.
Come on, Scoob. Like, how could I forget such a thing?
Last week you forgot where you parked the van.
But, like, this is important. I've already cleared the calendar for November 9th and 10th, and the Arnott Mall Event Center won't know. Like, what hit 'em once we get there? Twin Tiers Comic-Con, here we come!
There'll be times I be thinking, doctors not just prescribing pills, but should also prescribe. You're not feeling well? Then take and listen to an episode of the Captain's Quarters. It'll make you feel better before you pass on from this here world. Now with that, let's go right into Alan Sherman's Don't Buy the Liverwurst.
When you go to the delicatessen store, don't buy the liverwurst. Don't buy the liverwurst. Don't buy the liverwurst. I repeat what I just said before. Don't buy the liverwurst. Don't buy the liverwurst. Oh, buy the corned beef if you must. The pickled herring you can trust. And the lox puts you in orbit, A-OK. But that big hunk of liverwurst has been there since October 1st. And today is the 23rd of May. So when you go to the delicatessen store, don't buy the liverwurst. Don't buy the liverwurst. Don't buy the liverwurst. It'll make your insides awful sore. Don't buy the liverwurst. Don't buy the liverwurst.
So yeah, I have to grow up. I have 3 kids, and yeah, right. Like your attitude, brother. You would think that I'd be pretty open-minded with my kid. I'm very strict. My daughter's 13, still no phone. No phone. No. And I don't negotiate. Why can't? Because no. Give me a good reason. No and no. And they'll try everything with, well, you know, everybody in like America at 13 has a phone, Dad. Well, you don't. You're special. Be different. How exciting. I'm gonna be a cow like the rest of them? No. And I get more grief from parents than actually, parents would come up to you like, you know, is that true about your daughter and not having a phone? 13? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My child came out of the womb, gave her an iPad, right? I mean, it's socialism, pal. You got it's where they live. All right, let me ask you this. What happens? All right, what happens if your daughter is dropped off at the bus stop early? I go, that's a great question. Then she walks 50 feet to the house. Like, where's your kid getting dropped off? Is that a dilemma in America? They're dropping us off in Iowa by accident? Like, this kid's walking around a corn store. He's like, I can't believe it. We're stuck in Iowa again. Just, if I only had a phone. Diane, I can't see you. It's a stupid bus. I don't have a phone either. Like, what are you talking about? This is the other one I got. This guy's like, excuse me. All right, let me ask you this, okay? Does your child play sports? Yeah, she plays, sport. Okay. Huh. What happens if your child goes to sports practice and it's done early, huh? What happens then? I go, where are you dropping your kids off? What are they, stuck in a gymnasium for like a week? They left me here! I'm all alone and I can't get out. I can't believe this is happening. Like, how can you not know your coach? How can you not know some other teammates and have contacts? Like, what are you just showing up behind like a shopping mall where the Mexicans play soccer? You know that one field in your town where you're like, oh, that's where the Mexicans play soccer. And they're into it. They're fantastic. You know? And you're going, yeah. And you show up going, hey, amigos, my daughter wants to play. She's really good on defense, so we don't have a phone, so I'll come back in like 45 minutes. Have fun with the amigos, will you, hon? What about this one? You ever get this? All right. Your daughter doesn't have a phone. What if there's an emergency in school? All right, let's say that. All right, let's say the kid is on the floor. She's foaming at the mouth. Something happened. Maybe, I don't know, she had the wrong food. And then everyone's gathering around her like, oh my gosh, a little girl. She's like, what's your name? Gabrielle. Okay, well, there's nothing we can do for her because she doesn't have a phone.
That's our be Jim Brewer with she doesn't have a cell phone. Aye. Teach them how to take care of themselves like they used to in the olden days. A little axe throwing, a little wire cutting, a little fisticuffs, a little sword play. All these things are good, useful talents. Another talent. Bob Rivers. Minimum wage. You'll find out about the talent during the song. You'll understand momentarily.
Welcome to Burger Doodle. Can I have your order, please?
Well, yes. I'd like a spiffy burger with low-fat cheese and an order of seasoned curly fries, but only if they're cooked in virgin peanut oil.
742 at the second window. Drive through, please.
I work on a deep fryer at a fast food chain, and my employers crack the whip and the chain. But what do I get for my pay? A couple dollars is just pocket change. If I save my dough for a month or so, I could
go for you, pal. How about a little special sauce, huh? Enjoy the lung butter. There you go, sir. Enjoy your burger.
The hardest and best lesson I learned, do I have any advice for someone starting in comedy? Well, comedy is the last bastion of free speech, okay? Even though they try to cancel us and all that stuff, you know, you can still, if you do it right, you know, I talk about spanking kids and I don't really care what anybody thinks about that. And I mean, you just pop your kids. I think everyone tonight, when you get home, you have kids, wake them up and pop them. And they'll go, what was that? I go, well, Mr. Cho said to pop you. So my advice is, if you think of something funny, write it down. Number 2, make sure you thought of it. Because with all this nonsense, social media, videos, all the stuff that pops up on your screen, it may not be yours. So make sure it's yours and then go try it. Stand-up comedy is something you can just go try. There's open mic nights all over the country. And that's how you start, unless you're me.
Henry told her with some advice for comedians, especially the younger wanting to come up. Sometimes the only way you can do it is just put yourself right out there and throw yourself at the mercy of the crowd. Sometimes they'll laugh, sometimes they won't. But think about it. Comedy, one of the few things where if they laugh at you, you done your job right. Everything else, it's the other way around. Now, don't be forgetting, comedy is truly the forward front part of the freedom of speech. And without it, we end up losing more than we ever could possibly dream of. So stay laughing, stay proud, and just stay a touch weird. And with that, let's go to Weird Al Yankovic, who stayed weird longer than most people have been alive. I think. Well, a bunch of people's. Young people's at least. With I Lost on Jeopardy. Weird Al Yankovic. Mispronounced on purpose because it drives a certain feller nuts that out there. I did it just to antagonize you.
Down in the booth? He's ready. Okay, here we go. Loosen up, camera 2. Cameras 1 and 3, that's fine. In 5, 4, 3, 2, cue lights, music.
Now entering the studio are today's contestants. This is Mr. Millard Snofkin from Carbondale, Illinois. And this is Mr. Leroy Finkelstein from Brooklyn, New York. And this is Alfred Yankovic from Linwood, California. These 3 people will compete today on Jeopardy!
I was there to match my intellect on national TV against a plumber and an architect, both with a PhD. I was tense, I was nervous, I guess it just wasn't my night. Art Fleming gave the answers, oh, but I couldn't get the questions right. I lost on Jeopardy, baby. Ooh. I lost on Jeopardy, baby. Ooh. Well, I knew I was in trouble now. My hope of winning sank, 'cause I got the Daily Double now. And then my mind went blank. I took potpourri for 100, and then my head started to spin. Well, I'm giving up, Don Pardo. Just tell me now what I didn't win. Yeah, yeah. I lost on Jeopardy.
That's right, Al. You lost. And let me tell you what you didn't win. A 20-volume set of the Encyclopedia International, a case of turtle wax, and a year's supply of Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. But that's not all. You also made yourself look like a jerk in front of millions of people. And you brought shame and disgrace on your family name for generations to come. You don't get to come back tomorrow. You don't even get a lousy copy of our home game. You're a complete loser.
Don't know what I was thinking of. I guess I just wasn't too bright. Well, I sure hope I do better next weekend on The Price is Right. I lost on Jeopardy, baby. I lost on Jeopardy, baby. I lost on Jeopardy, baby.
I'll tell you about this faith healer. There was an old couple in the front room of their home, and they were rocking. They had their rocking chairs, and they were comfortable because the home was almost paid for. They'd been living there 53 years, $17,000 place. And they were comfortable and content. This faith healer came on the radio. He said, I can heal you tonight. If you're in the sound of my voice this evening, I can heal you tonight. If you want to be healed, put one hand on your radio, put one hand on what you want healed. The old lady reached over, put one hand on the radio, and put one hand on the old tired heart and kept humming and singing. Wade in the water, wade in the water. Looked over and said, well, what the hell can I lose? He reached over, put one hand on the radio, and sneaked one hand down his lap. He said, wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. His wife looked over at him. She said, Al, he said he could heal, not raise the dead. It's a good crowd here tonight. Catholics hate me because I say they're clever, taking those birth control pills for headaches. I mean, you got to use your conscience. You know what I mean? Shucks. There's too many different religions. Somebody's going to hell. It's going to be crowded. If you ain't got no reservation, you might have to stand up. There's a preacher was asked to come to a town, and small town, he was asked to come there for a revival because he was a good one, good revival preacher. You know, get the thing on. He get the feeling that people even put some money in the collection plate because he could preach. He got to town, wasn't no hotels in the town, so he had to sleep with one of the sisters at her house. You know what I mean? Have chicken and everything, you know, preacher. And after the revival meeting was over, he'd been there about 3 days, and Rev got ready to leave town, and he said to his hostess, he said, darling, never in my ecclesiastical career have I encountered such an abundant, satisfying, abiding manifestation of thorough, complete, and delightful exemplification of gratitude, graciousness, and hospitality. Miss Wilson, she smiled. She said, well, Rev, I don't know what all them big words mean, but I want to say that you're a real world beater, a strong repeater, that you can do it neater and sweeter and more completer with less Peter than any preacher ever been here. Groovy. Two cats out hunting during the night. One of the guys, somehow a rattlesnake got in his sleeping bag and bit him on the vital organ, right on the tip. Right on the vital. His buddy jumped up and said, look, don't move. If you move, that poison will go through your body. If it goes through, you're going to die. He said, here, I'm taking it. You lay still. I'll go into town and get a doctor. And he ran into town a mile across creeks, around bushes and trees, up cars, into the doctor's office. Doctor was busy, so I can't leave. He said, well, I'll tell you what you do. Go back to your friend, take this knife, and cut 2 slits where he was bitten and sucked the poison out. This guy ran all the way back to his camp across creeks and round trees and bushes and over a concrete fence. Got back to his buddy, was laying there on the ground. His buddy looked up and he said, what did the doctor say? He said, the doctor said, you're gonna die.
The price of true friendship. Red Fox there with Faith Healer. Back momentarily. Remember, vintage commercial, then the actual sponsor that helps pay for the doctor bills and medicines.
First she squeezes the tomatoes, then she squeezes the melons, and now she's squeezing the Charmin. Please don't squeeze the Charmin.
But this is new Charmin bathroom tissue. It's so squeezably soft.
Mrs. Logan.
I just can't resist it.
If you only knew, Mrs. Logan, I can't resist it myself. I like to sneak a squeeze on the sly. Squeezably soft. And that fragrant Charmin is added. Nice touch.
Mr. Whipple, please, don't squeeze the Charmin.
Don't squeeze the Charmin in the store. Squeeze it at home. New Charmin bathroom tissue. Squeezably soft.
Squatch Den. She loved me. She loved me not. She loved me. She loves me not. She loves me. All right. She loves me not. Hey, stupid flower. What do you know about love? What? Hey, man, do you want to know about love? Oh, you're just trying to find the Squatch Den records. Well, that's easy, man. They're right up at the Audit Mall, right next to the inside entrance at JCPenney's. Hey, man. Yeah, they's got all kinds of good stuff. New stuff and old stuff, too. Yeah, I bet you can find stuff you're looking for. Hey, like maybe some barbershop music or a soundtrack for hair? Oh, so you're looking more for like Lawrence Welk and heavy metal stuff. Hey, man, that's cool. Hey, if anybody gonna have it, it's gonna be the Squatch Den. Hey, man, see you later. Oh, and say hi to Ash for me. Oh, man. I just got back. I got the snacks, man. Oh, wow, man. Is that like a Sasquatch? Oh, yeah, man. That it is. Squatch Den. As I be looking for the next piece of stand-up, I ran across this particular little ditty, and I was been surprised that it was far down into the stack, as it were. Oftentimes it's an indicator that it's been a while since it's been requested or listened to. It's been a fair bit of time, and I think it's time we listen to it again. Chuck Berry's My Ding-a-ling.
We got to do our alma mater. We must do our alma mater. When I was a little bitty boy, my grandmother bought me a cute little toy. Silver bells hanging on a string. She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. And then Mama took me to grammar school, but I stopped off in the vestibule. Every time that bell would ring, catch me playing with my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh. beautiful. You know what I heard? I hear two girls over here singing in harmony. That's all right, honey. This is a free country. Live like you want to live, baby. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna knock it, darling. Yeah, freedom. Yes, sir. There's one guy right over here singing mine, too. That's all right, brother. Yes, sir. You got a right, baby. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. Chill. Once I was climbing the garden wall, I slipped and had a terrible fall. I fell so hard I heard bells ring, but held on to my ding-a-ling. You know that's future Parliament out there singing? Oh, yeah! Once I was swimming across Turtle Creek. Man, them snappers all around my feet. Sure was hard swimming across that thing with both hands holding my blade. So beautiful. I think it's a beautiful little song. Really, I do. And guess what? Everybody's still not singing. There's a few right down front here that's not singing. We're going to dedicate this verse to those who will not sing. Yes, sir. This here song, it ain't so sad. The cutest little song you ever had. Those of you who will not sing, you must be playing with your own ding-a-ling. Oh, yo, ding-a-ling, yo, ding-a-ling. We saw you playing with your ding-a-ling, everybody sing. I want to play with my ding. Everybody's mine. Oh my. Slow down. I wanna play, everybody, with my ding-a-ling.
Gotta be careful, baby, because they can nail you anytime, anywhere. You get stopped in L.A. L.A. police are a little more intense. Basically, they've had 15 cups of coffee, 15 donuts. Stop or I'll shoot. You get stopped in West Hollywood. Stop. Those shoes don't go with those pants. Fashion police. Fashion police. Move it. Whole other thing. But, of course, the best police in all the world, you know what I'm talking about, below that little Manson-Nixon line. Yeah. You get down there, boy, you got yourself some good old boys. The ones that wear the mirrored sunglasses with the mirror on the inside. Yeah. You get stopped down there, they pull you over and go, BMW, you Jewish? Yep, you're off and running now, baby, don't you see? You think, oh, God, I'm going to get nailed now. They usually come up to you and go, we got a dog over here that smells drugs. Bullshit, they got a dog so old, hasn't even smelled his own ass in 15 years. But you still have this horrible fear you're going to end up in a cell with a man named Bubba going, you my little puppy now. Isn't it strange to think that in Georgia, if you commit sodomy, they're going to put you in a cell with another man who's going to sodomize you? That's Southern logic. God damn. The whole country's intense. You want to know why the police are intense? Because we're intense. We're armed and they're armed. Yay! It's in the Constitution. It says you have the right to bear arms or the right to arm bears, whatever the hell you want to do. National Rifle Association says you have the right to have armor-piercing bullets if you're a hunter. Why? How many deer wear a bulletproof vest? Is there one big deer out there going, I'm ready for your ass? Come on, give it your best shot. Let's party. We're all armed. Here in New York, at least you don't get a lot of handguns. In California, everybody's got handguns. Even ladies who are just carrying 22s, just makes a small hole. I got tired of carrying my mace because I used to mix it up with my breath freshener and go, oh, there goes the day. Now in England, if you commit a crime, the police don't have a gun and you don't have a gun. So if you commit a crime, it's stop. Or I'll say stop again. But here, everybody knows we are armed and it's escalating. Pretty soon it's going to be, I built this cruise missile to stop those damn kids from playing ZZ Top. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, it's Road Warrior on the freeways. People with twin 50 caliber machine guns mounted on the front of their Chevrolet going, look, Helen, a slow Chinese driver. You think you've got him, but he's in front of you going, no, you don't, you're wonton. Oh, son. Flamethrower in the trunk. And one little old lady with a grenade launcher in a Volkswagen bus going, make my day.
I hope you be recognizing that our comedian. If you don't, oh, what a shame, what a shame. Robin Williams there with Cops. Now let's keep right on rowing our ways right on over to Errol Sobers. What do you say to a naked lady?
What do you say to a naked lady, one that you barely know? What do you say to a naked lady? Do you just say hello? Or do you say hi, how nice to see you, and hi, and don't I know you, and hi, say haven't we met before? Or do you look the other way, pretending she's not really there? And when she passes you by, do you turn around and stare? Yeah. What do you say to a naked lady? What do you say to a naked lady if she's someone you know? What do you say for a salutation when she says hello, Joe? Or do you say hi, and how's your family, and hi, how about this weather, and hi, I think you're looking so well? The other way, pretending she's not really there, and when she passes you by, do you turn around and stare? Yeah. What do you say to a naked lady?
In Miami, I don't know, it was a couple years ago, so I guess just would not be the word, but I was working there with Fox when Hurricane George hit the Keys. I just thought this was kind of funny. They evacuated the Keys, and everybody left except for I've been through 2 hurricanes. I was in Hurricane Carla when I was a kid in Houston, and I was real excited during hurricane time, you know, because it's out there in the Gulf and it's dangerous. And I was like, this is cool, until it started hitting our house. And I was like, this. But anyway, they evacuated the Keys, and everybody leaves except for one guy who's going to stay there and tie himself to a tree on the beach to prove a point. And the point was, he said that at 53 years of age, he was in good enough physical condition to withstand the wind and the rain from a Force 3 hurricane. All right. Let me explain something to you. It isn't that the wind is blowing. It's what the wind is blowing. If you get hit with a Volvo, it doesn't really matter how many sit-ups you did that morning.
True words of wisdom from Mr. Ron White with his hurricane. Now let us hear from Family Guy's butter on a Pop-Tart.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so frickin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. I was sitting in the kitchen one day and I was itching to fill up my belly with the piping hot jelly of the best damn treat in the world.
He's talking Pop-Tarts.
And I saw a stick of butter and it almost made me shudder and scream like a baby girl. I don't want a giant penis or a rocket trip to Venus. I don't want to win the lottery. I just want to squat and gobble till I'm dizzy and I wobble in a Butterfruit and Joe Tart dream. So I put butter on a Pop-Tart. It was so friggin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
Everybody, come along with us.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so friggin' good.
Yeah.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
Pop-Tart!
With butter?
So many medicines being advertised on TV. And don't they sound good until they get to the side effects? And they say them so quickly in such an even tone, I'm not even sure what I heard. You'll have your hair forever. May cause your ass to bleed in public. I had a blood test recently. It turns out I have high cholesterol. Luckily, it's balanced out by low self-esteem. So I've been taking Lostima. And I also have too much vitamin D. I'm taking Hydema. But if you take Hydema with Lostima, may cause your to bleed in public. And my favorite new advertisement for a drug on TV is that one for the antidepressant that causes you to commit suicide. Have you seen that one? I think this drug might have left the laboratory a little bit too early. And Ambien, that sleeping pill, studies have shown people have walked in their sleep, talked in their sleep, cooked in their sleep, and cleaned in their sleep. I am going to take that sleeping pill. I need to get more done. So many drug ads, I'm beginning to think there are things wrong with me that I've been previously unaware of. I saw an ad for female Viagra. I didn't know there was anything on me that should be standing up. And I don't want to see any more ads for Cialis till they explain why couples must use separate bathtubs. Does that make any sense to you? Once they drag the tubs up to the top of the mountain, aren't they too tired to have sex? And sex after 60 can be quite challenging. Between my bad back and his bad knees, it hurts and feels good at the same time. That's not to say we're not highly experimental, because we are. This year, yes. This year, we're going to attempt to achieve simultaneous colonoscopies. And last week we did have a surprise sexual encounter. It was so exciting. It was at 2 a.m. when we bumped into each other on the way to the bathroom. But things change. The meaning of words change. Getting lucky changes. In your 20s, getting lucky, meeting someone you're attracted to. In your 40s, getting lucky, finding a parking space. In your 60s, getting lucky, threading a needle. Good in bed, the meaning of that changes too. You know what? My husband is fantastic in bed. He stays very, very still, and he doesn't snore.
That there be Rita Rudner with what getting lucky at 60 really means. I think I've got something about that, something about getting lucky at 60, but it involves an automobile. We'll have to look through the sack of stuffs and see what we find. Now let us turn to Hoagie Carmichaels and the Chickadees with Huggin' and a Chockin'.
I got a gal who's mighty sweet, big blue eyes and tiny feet. Her name is Rosabelle McGee, and she tips the scales at 3030G. But ain't it grand to have a gal so big and fat that when you go to hug her, you don't know where you're at. You have to take a piece of chalk in your hand and hug a ways and chalk a mark to see where you began. One day I was a hugging and a chalking and a chalking and a hugging away, when I met another fellow with some chalk in his hand, coming around the other way, over the mountain, coming around the other way. Nobody ever said I'm weak. My bones don't ache, my joints don't creak. But I grow pale and I get limp every time I see my baby blimp. Oh, gee, but ain't it grand to have a gal so big and fat that when you go to hug her,
You don't know where you're at, you have to take a piece of chalk in your hand and hug a bit and chalk a mark to see where you began.
One day I was a hugging and a chalking and a begging her to be my bride,
when I met another fellow with some chalk in his hand,
coming around the other side,
over the mountain,
coming around the other side. She's a mile wide,
chalking up the mark down in Yellowstone Park,
when I met another fellow with some chalk in his hand, coming around the other side,
over the mountain, over the great divide.
I got up this morning and couldn't find my socks, so I called information. I said, hello, information? She said, yes. I said, I can't find my socks. She said they're behind the couch. They were. I'm tired of calling up the movies and listening to that recording of what's playing, so I bought the album. Last time I went to the movies, I was thrown out for bringing my own food in. My argument was the concession stand prices are outrageous. Besides, I haven't had a barbecue in a long time. Went to the cinema. It said adults $5, children $2.50. I said, all right, give me 2 boys and a girl. One time I went to the drive-in in a cab. The movie cost me $95. I went into a place to eat. It said breakfast anytime, so I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. One time, right in the middle of a job interview, I took out a book and I started reading. The guy said, what the hell are you doing? So let me ask you one question. If you were in a vehicle and you were traveling at the speed of light, and then you turned your lights on, would they do anything? He said, I don't know. I said, forget it then. I don't want to work for you. Every night I go home and I stare at my rug and I try to move it using telekinesis. I'm doing that every night for 8 years. The rug hasn't moved an inch. The rest of the house is gone. while ago I was in Las Vegas. I was at the roulette table having a furious argument over what I considered an odd number. It's pretty funny. I bought some powdered water, but I don't know what to add. I spilled spot remover on my dog, now he's gone.
Stephen right there with water. We'll be back momentarily with, well, it won't be a full hour, the second half of the hour. I mean, we're going into the second hour, but we're not doing the request line tonight, but we are going to have some good stuff before the witching hour be upon us. So fear not, good stuff still be a-coming. But we hope to be back to having the full request hour, the whole something and something, caboodle, stoodle, something next week. Alright, I've been getting better. I guess I shouldn't be going to what they call block parties. I don't quite understand that. I didn't know what had any blocks are. They were a bit of a party, but I didn't see one single block. Not Duplo, not Lego, no wooden blocks, no nothing.
Hey, yours! Yeah, yours! No, not yours. I mean yours. Yeah, yours, right over there. Yeah, yours. So, yours been enjoying this show. So why not spread the joy? Let your friends know. I mean it. Invite them to listen with yours. They be so thankful. They start treating you like a king because they be so grateful. They might even make a monument to you to show how they really feel about what you've done to them. And be sure to click that like and subscribe buttons. And don't be stingy. Hit the bell too, so you get notifications of new episodes. That ways yous and yous friends never miss a moment of the captain's quarters. And in turn, yous never miss having me, Babushka, sing so beautifully every week. So, don't just sit there. Go, invite and subscribe and make your life better by never missing an episode of the Captain's Quarters or me, the lovely Babushka. Now, just do it.
Welcome back to the second hour of me show, me boy. And boy, oh boy, have we got some splendiferous bits and baubles right in store for ye. For example, the Final 40. It'd be extremicated right from the request sent to us via the mail of...
That's email, you dolt.
That's what me be saying.
They can also call us at 323-HEAVE-HO.
I'd like to heave-ho you.
But was that my little pumpernickel?
Nothing, my dear. You old sea hag.
Well, here, let me help you get this show going again.
Avast, you old bat! Heave-ho!
Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Johnny!
We're all doomed! Oh, that's better.
See? I made it all better. I'm going to see about that dinner and work on my suntan.
Me's not even hungry, and it's be night time out, you crazy old bat. And don't slam the door. Let us see where we be. Yes, hi. Right here. We're still doing some stand-up comedy with songs in between, just having some fun with this. I think it's time we touched upon Jerry Lewis with Sunday Driving.
Sunday driving through a million cars I'm diving. No escaping, fender scraping, lest you hit a tree. Sunday driving, there's an ambulance arriving. A collision in my vision, maybe it was me. A lady driver signals left and then she makes a right. I hit her in the rumble seat, that isn't too polite. She screams, you beast, you awful thing, where do you think you're going? And I answer, don't look now dear, but your rumble seat is showing. Sunday driving, for a peaceful day I'm striving. But each Sunday is the one day, cause they're everywhere. Oh boy, here it is Sunday morning and I'm out driving in my car. And it's so peaceful and quiet. The sun is shining, the birds is chirping. Uh-oh, there goes a pedestrian. Shucks, I missed him. I think I'll go around the block and try again. Gee whiz, I must be out in the country now. I'm not hitting so many people. I am out in the country. I just hit a cow. This is a cow? A car goes by me like a flash, he can't do that to me. I'll chase him and I'll show him I can go as fast as he. And sure enough, I pass him like a rabbit in a thicket. And I learn it's a patrol car when he writes me out a ticket. I must have made a boo-boo. Sunday driving, up the steepest hill I'm striving. I'm not quitting till I'm sitting on the very top. I made it. Now I'm going down. Boy, what a view. And look at that cliff at the bottom of the road. If I ever went over that, impossible. Not in my car. What was that? The motor's broke. Gee, I better stop. The brakes don't work. The brakes don't work! I'm going 50 miles an hour downhill. Now I'm going 60. Now it's 70. My motor don't work. My brakes don't work. But I'm not worried. My speedometer works. I'm going faster and faster. And now I'm going over the cliff. Gee, I'm flying. And in my car. But cars can't fly. I'll crash and be killed, and boy, will Dad give it to me for taking the car. He'll get me in the back room of the house, and he'll give me what for. He'll say the conjunctive mood of people's feelings certainly don't designate the fact that other young men know better than others, and I certainly don't know the feeling if I don't know why other people say that.
Next time, I'll take the train.
Instead of Sunday driving.
Sometimes when I get put on the road, I get put in situations where I don't feel comfortable. And I don't mean a bad situation. I grew up in a trailer park in Missouri, for heaven's sake. I can deal with bad situations. But sometimes I get put in a really, really great situation, and I don't know how to deal with it. Like a top-of-the-line 5-star hotel. I'm not a top-of-the-line 5-star hotel kind of guy. I'm a guy that wears a jacket on stage, only have to iron this part of my shirt kind of guy. Like you know what a top-of-the-line 5-star hotel doesn't have? The complimentary breakfast. I need the complimentary breakfast. I don't care about the thread count on your pillowcases. I want some free waffles. I love a free hotel breakfast so much sometimes I'll have one at a hotel I didn't stay. That is not a joke. So here's my story. I'm doing a corporate show for Pepsi in Chicago, a really, really good gig. And I pull up to the hotel. It's like part of the old architectural part of downtown Chicago. And I'm looking at this wondrous building. I'm like, oh, man, I am not going to fit in this place at all. As I'm staring at the door to my truck opens, as I'm turning out the corner of my eye, I see somebody start to get in. So just out of reaction, I just turn and shove this guy. And he kind of stumbles backwards. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He said, sir, I'm your valet. I was like, oh. But in my defense, I don't drive the kind of vehicle that you typically valet. I drive the kind of vehicle before somebody else gets in it, you need to start explaining things about it. If anybody else ever had this, you know you have to give them that speech because you don't want anybody hurt. But you really don't want to admit what kind of death trap you're willing to drive on a daily basis? You're going to park this? Yes, sir. Okay. Just so you know. Probably won't even happen. But occasionally, if you make a really sharp left-handed turn and the defrost switch is slid all the way to the right, the back wheel pops off. Oh no. I'm not a mechanic. I think it's a wiring issue, but I don't know that. And he goes, sir, everything will be just fine. Gets in, shuts the door, leaves, or tries to shut the door, but he's never been in a vehicle before where shutting the door is more than a one-step process. He's never been in that pull and lift door shut that you have to lift the exact correct second or your door, boom, you're early, boom, you're late. Screaming at him like it's his fault my door won't close. So we end up getting his door closed and he's rattling it down the street. I'm like, okay, which way is he gonna go? Makes that big sweeping left. I'm like, all right, dude, you're on your own. I don't know how much clearer I could have been about that. Go in and I try to check in. I was like, yeah, I'm a comedian doing the show tonight. She said, okay, perfect. She said, your room's ready. She said, I just need a credit card. I said, well, Pepsi was supposed to take care of my room. She said, no, Pepsi paid for the room. I just need your card for incidentals. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not going to have any. She goes, no, that's just if you call down and get room service. You see a movie on TV. You want? No, I know what the word means. I'm just explaining I'm not going to have any of this. And she kind of looks around, making sure nobody's near, leans across the counter. She goes, well, it's kind of just pretend. What are you talking about? How about I pretend to hand you a card? You can make believe to swipe it if it makes you feel better, I guess. And I'll for real go to sleep. She said, I can't lock your room without a card on file. Okay, here's my card. She runs. She goes, oh, I'm sorry, it was declined. My pretend charge just got rejected? I'm not a wealthy man. I thought I could afford free. She goes, well, our machines wouldn't accept the card. I said, do you take inspirational checks? I don't know what else you're doing. She said, well, we don't charge the card, but we put amount of a hold on it and it wouldn't accept that amount. I said, how much was that amount? She said, $750. I said, do you think our machines are malfunctioning? Nope. I think those are working perfectly. I spit my card out quick, didn't I? I was watching. Those are pretty good machines. I mean, they ended up letting me in my room, which they did not have to do. Very nice of them. They didn't have to do that. And all the years I've ever done this, I had never received a call on the hotel phone. It's kind of weird. After a few minutes, my phone started ringing. I was like, hello? She said, yeah, this is Becky from downstairs. I was just wondering how your room looks. Have you never been up here? You can come up here and look around if you want. It's all right. I mean, it's not worth $750 and no waffles, but it's okay, I guess. She goes, I was just worried if you had any concerns. I'm a little concerned your valet's not going to make it back. Guys, I've got to go. You've been absolutely fantastic.
I understand where that man be coming from. When you go to the shipyard and you have to warn them, and you put this particular sail up while the anchor be partially over there and that feller be hanging out there on the plank, you may not make the next turn. we call them safety features. Safety, well, it keeps people, no, that'd be anti-theft. That'd be right. Anti-theft features, not safety features. They truly aren't safe. That's Chad Thornsberry with Valet Parking. Now let's listen to Cousin Joe with Everything Made of Wood Was Once a Tree.
Everything that made of wood was once a tree. It was made to be understood by a fool like me. Now you sitting on a chair, and you sitting nice and cozy there. But you're really not sitting on a chair, you're sitting on a tree. Somebody yell timber! Yes, and the tree came tumbling down. Whether it's the door or the chair or the floor, the roots are still in the ground. Everything that's made of wood was once a tree. And every stick of furniture in your house that you may see. Now you got that gorgeous TV set sitting in that lovely cabinet. But it ain't sitting in the cabinet, it's sitting in the tree. Somebody yell timber, and the tree came tumbling down. Whether it's the door or a chair or the floor, the roots are still in the ground. Everything that's made of wood was once a tree. And don't you get the wrong idea, ain't nothing free. You got collectors by the score, they keep a knocking on your door. But they really not knocking on your door, they're knocking on the tree. Somebody yell timber, and the tree came tumbling down. Whether it's the door or the chair or the floor, the roots are still in the ground. Everything that's made of wood was once a tree, and it was made to be understood by a fool like me. Now when you dead, they weep, and when you buried 6 feet deep, you're really not buried in the coffin, you're buried in the tree. Somebody yell timber, yes, and the tree came tumbling down. Whether it's the door or the chair or the floor, the roots are still in the ground. And don't start bringing me down, 'cause everything that's made of wood was once a tree.
Now we come to the practical portion of our show. This is the practical stuff. This is where I actually give advice. Little tips and hints and suggestions on things that'll help the quality of life. Little things you can put to work almost immediately. In fact, some of you may be aware of my more famous tips from the past. How to get rid of counterfeit money. Put it in the collection plate at church. See how often the simple solution will elude us. Here's one, how to get out of jury duty. Lots of people try that, don't they? And they do. A lot of them get out of jury duty by lying. You don't have to lie. Tell the judge the truth. Tell him you'll make a terrific juror because you can spot guilty people just like that. Well, today's suggestions are a little different. These are just sort of hints on things you can do to keep other people alert during the day when you're out and about your business. Little ways to keep people on their toes. Because people need that. And I'm not talking about your friends so much, it's just the general public. People need a little sort of a mental goose during the day to kind of bring them back to reality, you know? There are an awful lot of people walking around, not all there. And I don't mean the helpless or the homeless. I don't mean people who've been kicked out of Mattawan without their, you know, their medications and stuff. I'm talking about with jobs. There are people walking around with a kind of a neutral zone around their heads. Some people leave part of their brains at home when they come out in the morning. Hey, some people don't have that much to bring out in the first place. So I say there are little things you can do to help keep other people on their toes. Did you ever try backing out of a drive-in bank? That's the kind of thing I mean. Or just walk up to someone on the street and say, "Pardon me, I have nothing to say." Someone asks you what time it is? Say, "Well, it's either 6:15 or Mickey has a hard on." Now, many of these suggestions which I'm offering are intended for use on retail clerks, because retail clerks seem to need special help. Did you ever go into a store and realize immediately that the clerk is running on a lean mixture? The cheese fell off his cracker a long time ago. He's just a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. Here's one to try. Go into a gift shop and ask for your gift. Well, they never seem to have mine. I say, "I saw your sign, I came in for my gift." Save you the trouble of looking all over for me. Doesn't impress them, but it keeps them on their damn toes. Or else just go running into any quiet little store on a Sunday morning and say, "Are you open on Thursday?" They'll say yes, say "Thank you," and run. Let them figure it out. It's not your concern. Stand on line at the bank for a really long time. One of those new kind of lines they have at the bank. The common feeder line. Used to be every teller had his own line. Not anymore. Now you think you're in Disneyland. Stand on line a long time. When you finally get up to the window, just ask for change of a nickel. They actually call other tellers over to look at you. Here's one you might try. Go into the photographer's studio in your neighborhood and ask the man if you can buy the pictures of the other people. Say, "How much for that heavy-set couple in the window?" Oh, they will stare at you a long time on that one. In fact, they might even back up several feet. This one is my current favorite. Go into the dry cleaners and ask the man if he can remove the stains from one pair of pants and put them in another pair of pants. They ought to be able to do that for the same amount of money. While you're in there, ask him if he can get pecker tracks off a wedding gown. That's the test of a really quality dry cleaner. Go into a laundry, hand him your shirt, and tell him to rotate the buttons. Go into a gun store, buy a gun, then buy some ammunition, then ask them if they have any ski masks. Here's one for the supermarket. This is a good one for the supermarket. Next time you're at the supermarket, get a shopping cart and fill it to the top. I mean a huge mound of groceries. And then we'll go up to the line and look for somebody with one item and ask them if you can get ahead of them. Do you mind? For Christ's sakes, I'm in a hurry. I only have 1,100 items. Run into a bakery and say, "Can you bake a cake in the shape of a penis?" They never know. They always have to have a meeting. Well, I don't know. Wait a minute now. Hold on just a moment. Could we have a picture to go by? Well, no, but I tell you what I'm going to do for you, lady. Order more flour, Helen. Next time you're at a wishing well, doesn't happen often, does it? But next time you're at a wishing well, ask to see the manager. Tell him you've been coming there for 10 years and none of your wishes have come true. Either you give me my money back or I'm in the well. Here's one for the baseball park. Won't be long now and you can try this one for the baseball park. Did you ever notice at the ballpark, a lot of guys bring a glove? F that, bring a bat. You see a foul ball coming? Hit it back to them. Hit it back. Wave to the pitcher. They'll think you're a fun fan. They'll think it's straitjacket night. Did you ever notice in some hotels they give you a little sewing kit? You know what I do? I sew the towels together. Sew the sheets to the drapes. Let them know you've been there. Sure. All right. Thank you. Now here's one for the guys. This is strictly for the guys. Go into a barber shop and tell the man you want to get your pubic hair streaked. Say nothing fancy, just frost my bush. They'll be talking about you for years. The man who had his bush hair sectioned off with aluminum foil as they try to find a way to fit you under a dryer. You'll be in the Bush Hall of Fame. Here's a good one when you're in a bar. This is great. When you're in the bar, do you ever notice in the bar someone always says to you, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" Say, "No, thanks, but can I have the money instead?" Tell them you're saving up to buy your own damn bar.
That there be George Carlin with keeping people alert. I think it's a public service when you go out and help people stay alert. Be back momentarily. Got another one of them crazy sponsors that we must sponsor. Or, no, not sponsor. We're not sponsoring sponsors. they're sponsoring us. So you want to be understanding. You be understanding.
This is the coffee pot at work. Listen to it perk. Look at the coffee as it gets darker and stronger. Smell the honest coffee smell. Ah, smell it. But will this cup of coffee taste as good as it smells? You bet it will, because it's Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House coffee tastes as good as it smells every time. If you like to look at good coffee, listen to good coffee, smell good coffee, and taste good coffee, brew Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House is good to the last drop. It tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House.
I am Prime, Defender of Earth, leader of the...
Prime! The rest of the guys are in the back!
What?
Hey, Prime, back here!
Exactly what is this place? Is the Resistance headquartered here?
He said Resistance, like Resistor.
Nah, this here be Heroes. Did someone say hero? Hero.
Hey, Prime, I'm Jared, and this is Heroes Comic Shop. We're in Elmira Heights. It's 130 West 14th Street, to be exact. And as you can see, we have a lot of books. We have a lot of books for any taste. You know, if they make it into a comic, we carry it. So take your time, look around, pick up whatever looks interesting.
Yeah, it's the world's best place to be.
Yeah, the little guy's right, Prime. And it's a good place to rest your spark. That may be, but as long as the Earth needs to be defended, we must roll out.
Heroes Comics, for every kind of hero.
Do I see Archie Comics? We're going a bit harder. Babushka says she's not quite ready. She's got to get her makeup on and get herself all gussied up and beautiful for coming on the microphone. Hi. You shook your head at that one. So did I. It ain't the first time she's got to get all gussied up before she comes on the air. Nothing like when we were doing terrestrial radio and she had to get all dressed up for that. Nothing quite like it. Not at all. But with that, let us keep in mind that the world's not coming into an end until she sings. At least that's what we all think. But in the meantime, let us enjoy a little Ray Stevens, the Mississippi Squirrel Revival.
Well, when I was a kid, I'd take a trip every summer down to Mississippi to visit my granny and her antebellum world. I'd run barefooted all day long, climbing trees free as a song. And one day I happened to catch myself a squirrel. Well, I stuffed him down in an old shoebox and punched a couple holes in the top. When Sunday came, I snuck him into church. I was sitting way back in the very last pew, showing him to my good buddy Hugh, when that squirrel got loose and went totally berserk. Well, what happened next is hard to tell. Some thought it was heaven, others thought it was hell, but the fact that something was among us was plain to see. As the choir sang, I surrender all, the squirrel ran up Harv Newland's coveralls, and Harv leaped to his feet and said, something's got a hold on me. Yow! The day the squirrel went berserk in the first self-righteous church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting hallelujah. Well, Harv hit the aisles dancing and screaming. Some thought he had religion, others thought he had a demon, and Harv thought he had a weed eater loose in his Fruit of the Looms. He fell to his knees to plead and beg, and the squirrel ran out of his breeches leg unobserved to the other side of the room. All the way down to the Amen pew where sat Sister Bertha Better Than You, who'd been watching all the commotion with sadistic glee. But you You should have seen the look in her eyes when that squirrel jumped her garters and crossed her thighs, and she jumped to her feet and said, Lord, have mercy on me. As the squirrel made laps inside her dress, she began to cry and then to confess to sins that would make a sailor blush with shame. She told of gossip and church dissension, but the thing that got the most attention was when she talked about her love life. And then she started naming names. The day the squirrel went berserk in the First Self-Righteous Church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting, hallelujah. Well, 7 deacons and the pastor got saved, and $25,000 got raised, and 50 volunteered for missions in the Congo on the spot. And even without an invitation, there were at least 500 rededications, and we all got rebaptized, whether we needed it or not. Now you've heard the Bible story, I guess, how he parted the waters for Moses to pass, all the miracles God has wrought in this old world. But the one I'll remember till my dying day is how he put that church back on the narrow way with a half-crazed Mississippi squirrel. The day the squirrel went berserk in the First Self-Righteous Church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting, hallelujah. The day the squirrel went berserk in the First Self-Righteous Church in that sleepy little town of Pascagoula. It was a fight for survival that broke out in revival.
That's right. The kid can't read, that's mama's fault. That is mama's fault. Now, if the kid can't read because ain't no lights in the house, that's daddy's fault. He got this down. See, nobody give a about daddy. There's some real daddies out there. I'm not talking about the guy that just you and left him, okay? I'm talking about the real daddies. There's still some other out there that handle their business. Motherfuckers want to act like brothers don't handle. There's some brothers that handle their business. But people don't give a but nobody give a about daddy. Everybody take daddy for granted. Just listen to the radio. Everything's mama. Dear mama. I always love my mama. Mama, mama, mama. What's the daddy song? Papa was a rolling star. Nobody appreciates daddy. Now, mama got the roughest job. I ain't gonna front. But come on, at least people appreciate mama. That's right. Every time mama do something right, mama get a compliment. Because women need to hear compliments all the time. Women need food, water, and compliments. That's right. That's right. And an occasional pair of shoes. That's right. Women got to hear it all the time or they lose their mind. And your daddy, make sure you thank your mama for everything. Tell your mama how good the food is. Tell your mama how nice the house look. Tell your mama how her hair look. Did you tell your mama? You better go in there and tell your mama. That's right. Tell your mama, tell your mama, tell your mama. Nobody ever tells daddy shit. I'm talking about the real daddy that handle the business. Nobody ever says, hey, daddy, thanks for knocking out this rent. Hey, daddy, I sure love this hot water. Hey, daddy, this easy to read with all this light. Nobody give a about daddy. I'm talking about daddy that handle his business. Nobody give a about daddy. Think about everything that the real daddy does. Pay the bills, buy the food, put a roof over your head. Everything you could ever ask for. Make your world a better, safer place. And what does daddy get for all his work? The big piece of chicken. That's all daddy get. Is the big piece of chicken. That's right. And some women don't want to give up the big piece of chicken. Who the f*** is you to keep the big piece of chicken? How dare you keep the big piece of chicken? A man can't work 12 hours and come home to a wing. When I was a kid, my mama would lose her mind if one of us ate the big piece of chicken by accident. What the fuck? You ate the big piece of chicken? Oh, Lord, no. Now I got to take some chicken and sew it up. Give me 2 wings and a pork chop. Daddy'll never know the difference. Just can't do it. I don't know, man.
A little Chris Rock there with the big piece of chicken. Aye, being a daddy, sometimes that's the greatest compliment anyone can give ye, is by giving you the big piece of chicken. When you're pillaging and plundering, there's nothing like the big piece of chicken on your plate at the end of the day. Oh, let us see. Oh, one moment. I gotta reach over here and grab it. I almost forgot this one. Here it be. Roger Miller's You Can't Roller Skate in a Buffalo Herd. Seems to be a strange bit of interest in the old interwebs on this particular one this week. I not be sure why. Maybe when the chips are down, we want to be thinking about roller skating.
You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. You can't take a shower in a parakeet cage. You can't take a shower in a parakeet cage. You can't take a shower in a parakeet cage. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. All you gotta do is put your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down, do it. Well, you can't go swimming in a baseball pool. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. You can't change film with a kid on your back. You can't change film with a kid on your back. Can't change film with the kid on your back. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. All you gotta do is put your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down, do it. Well, you can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. You can't go fishing in a watermelon patch. You can't go fishing in a watermelon patch. You can't go fishing in a watermelon patch. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd.
Then there are the mental traits that you presume only children would have and that we would grow out of, and we don't. One of those is a thing called anthropomorphism, our tendency to see human traits in things that just aren't human, right? Every Disney movie about cars and planes is based on this. A couple of headlamps and a radiator grille, it looks like a face. You can see the way a child's imagination would fill in those gaps. But of course, we'd still do that, right? You'd think you'd grow out of it, but like, a very good example of this was last year. Those stories that appeared here, about these mansions in London and Holland Park, and these £50 million houses owned by billionaires, and that's not enough space for them. They want more space, but they can't buy the space or land around them because other billionaires own the land around them and the other houses, so they have to dig down. Remember all this, like all these things about planning permission for 4-story deep basements into which they put their swimming pools and they put their theatre and they put their servants' quarters and their third kitchen and all we did. And when you get the planning permission to actually do it, you just need to drive a digger into the house and dig, literally move 60 feet of soil out of this and create this massive hole. So you get this massive hole underneath the house with a digger sitting at the bottom of it. And it's really difficult in a place like Holland Park to stop it all in order to drive a crane into these narrow roads and lean over and take the digger out. So what they make the digger do, they make the digger dig another hole at the bottom of the big hole. and they drive the digger into the hole, and they fill the hole with concrete. Loving your reaction. Loving your reaction, right? I mean, it doesn't have googly eyes printed on the front of it, right? It's just a mechanical shovel. But people go, oh, the digger, right? I'd understand being that upset if it was like immigrant labour that they were talking about. I mean, that would generally be scandalous if there's a bloke going, well done, lads, excellent digging. Could you dig another hole while you're down there, lads? Could you? Oh, it saves us a fortune in ladders. If you're upset about that, if you're upset in any way about the digger, right, and I could hear the pain in the crowd tonight, I don't even want to tell you how they dug the Channel Tunnel. It will kill you if I tell you how they dug this is how they dug the Channel Tunnel, right? They got these big chuggy machines, which are like a mole machine. They would dig and pull the soil behind itself, right? And they sent them from France, and they sent them from England, chug into the ground, creating the tunnel. Chug into the ground. They went down under the English Channel. Chug, all the way down until they almost met in the middle. Chug. And when they're about to meet, chug, they turned them 90 degrees. Chug, off the line of the tunnel, and they bricked them into the wall. So genuinely, if you get the train from London to Paris or Paris to London, you pass the last resting place of the chuggy machine that dug the tunnel. That kills me. Just the thought of the guy on the last day getting into the chuggy machine and turning the key and going, how are you, Chuggy? And Chuggy turning around and going, will we see France today, will we? Any day now, Chuggy. Any day now. Is Calais as beautiful as they say? Oh, the supermarkets go on for miles, Chuggy. You'll love it. Can I practice on you? Go on, Chuggy. You can practice on me. Je m'appelle Chuggy. Oh, Chuggy, that's very good. Will they like me in France? They're going to love you in France, Chuggy. They're going to love you in France. Chuggy, oui. Do you mind turning 90 degrees to the right here just for a second? We're still going to France. Oh, we're still going to France, Chuggy. Don't you worry about that. We're still going to France. You just pull in here for a second. That's very good, Chuggy. You're a great little chugger. Well done, Chuggy. That's great. I'll stop here now for a second, Chuggy. Now, I just have to get out and do something for a second, Chuggy. So I'm just going to leave you here. You have a little sleep for yourself. Have a little sleep for yourself and dream of chateaus and cheese and bicycle races and vineyards. You have a lovely dream for yourself. Night, night, Chuggy. Night, night. Night, night, Chuggy. Brick it up. And on the other side of the tunnel, there's a man walking backwards with a beret on going, couchez-vous, Chagon. Couchez-vous. See, I think that's funny, right? But an hour after every gig, I get hundreds of tweets just going, F*** you, hashtag poor old Chuggy.
Aye, truly, poor old Chuggy. He probably deserved it, though. Some of the things that I've heard, the stories I've heard about old Chuggy, they'd shock even, well, it'd be shocking, let's be that way. But as Dora O'Brien with seeing human traits in things that aren't human. Now, it appears that she's got her hair all set and her makeup all done up proper, and so she's ready to sing for us. So, without further ado, the babushka.
Hello there, Bobby, and hello there, all the fans out in podcast land. Yes, as you can see, my hair came out gorgeous. It was just perfect, and I hope you enjoy it as I sings for you this lovely song of romance. I sings now. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I is the one who will dance on the floor in the round. She says, I is the one who will dance on the floor in the round. She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she caused a scene. Then every head turned with eyes that dreamed of being the one who will dance on the floor in the round. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And Mother always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do, 'cause a lie becomes a truth. Oh, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I is the one. But the kid is not my son. She says I is the one. But the kid is not my son. For 40 days and for 40 nights I was on her side. But who can stand when she's in demand her schemes and her plans? 'Cause we danced on the floor in the round. So take my strong advice. Just remember to always think twice. She told my baby we danced till 3 and looked at me. Then showed a photo of a baby crying. Eyes was like mine. 'Cause we danced on the floor in the round. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. But she came and stood right by me, just the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room. Hey, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I is the one. But the kid is not my son. No, Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a kid who claims that I is the one. But the kid is not my son. She says I is the one, but the kid is not my son. Billie Jean is not my lover. Billie Jean is not my lover. Billie Jean is not my lover. Billie Jean is not my lover.
Well, I do believe we've been tortured. Well, enough. Good night.
So just chill till the next episode.